Oh.
Okay.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Fates Foretold and Terra. This is our first session with the actual name, so welcome. Who would like to go over what happened last time?
We almost died. Well, two of us almost died.
Well, don't go out by yourself. What did we learn?
We found a werewolf. Maybe.
Well, we don't know. That's the thing.
In the beginning of the session, I'm gonna give an actual summary. Do you want?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning of the session, Chance and Aster, our little guys, went out to follow a mysterious man who we thought might be our target. What was his name? I never remember names.
Rictavio.
Rictavio! They had a nice little conversation with him outside of his caravan, and inside the caravan was a suspicious creature, which is totally and 100% not a werewolf. As they were speaking with Rictavio, a bunch of people started running at them with their mouths sewn shut, like certain Digimon, actually, and it was very creepy, and they both almost died. Aster ran back to the inn to get help, but by the time everybody was awake and semi-clothed, the fight was over. Chance and Rictavio wandered back, had some very deep conversations, and everybody's a little mad at each other. But that's really par for the course, and then we all went back to bed.
Ooh, I would like to add that a man named Isaac saved the people.
The captain of the guard, Isaac Strahd,
Mm-hmm.
is the one who managed to get on and save your scrawny butts.
And the people were taken to, what is it called? The
guard captain said, "You know where to take them." You all assumed that meant the Reformation Center, where people who are not happy enough for the Wallachian burgomaster's vision are sent to get their happy back.
I mean, to be fair, they looked terrified, and they were doing this against their will. So,
I have suspicion it might be the woman who killed me, because she did control wolves like marionettes, and I think she might be around here.
Let's go ahead and give yourself an extra hero point there, Robin. What's up, Ben?
One more thing.
Of course.
Captain's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Captain's back, baby!
He drunk himself into a stupor, but when everybody woke up, Captain Prospero, with no hangover, or maybe a bit of a hangover, I don't know, he's kind of not all present in the mortal realm, so maybe it doesn't really
Can't have a hangover
affect him
and
too
be
much.
dehydrated if you don't have flesh.
I mean, you to be fair,
most of his flesh.
you spent a good portion of it on the ground, flat out drunk.
Anyway, so we return to the town of Vallaki. You all have the run of the town. I think you said you wanted to check out some things in town before possibly. Rictavio mentioned, as you all had your lovely late night talk, that he thinks that the last place that he heard any stories of Rudolph van Richten was near the tower at Lake Baratok, and was willing to take you there. But first, whatever you guys wanted to do in town, the time is yours to do with as you may.
I believe a couple of us, just out of character, mentioned we wanted to run into a flower merchant because we had an idea for
a florist would be super cool.
A florist.
A florist. Yes, I believe there is a florist in town.
Ireena, do flowers grow really easily here? I didn't see many.
I'm not sure about Vallaki, but not in Barovia.
We should go check.
Well,
we don't have much sunlight.
You just have to find the right flower. I mean, for example, shamrocks, they grow and they bloom without much sunlight. So
that's true.
You have to find the proper environment to thrive.
Also,
Are we
hi,
just now
Prospero.
rising?
We're
We're
up.
just now getting up.
I think this is just after breakfast.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh my goodness, he's alive.
Well, I don't really... Well, not technically.
Ireena goes over and just like pats Prosper on the shoulder. Is like, "Are you all right? Really had."
I'm quite all right. Why are you? Why are you yelling?
I wasn't yelling, but you've been not quite asleep. I think you were unconscious most of the night. Yes.
I think he's hungover.
That's par for the course.
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, someone turn the room off.
What does that
No,
mean?
no,
What are you
I think
talking
it's
about?
a little bit too loud for him in here.
There's like us and like the other group on that.
Clara pulls one of the many scarves or strips of fabric or something from off of her person and just like wraps it around his ears for him.
Raina's
Yeah.
Raina's gonna walk up to the bar and grab like a cup of a thing of mead and then take it back over to him and be like, the only way to cure a hangover is to keep drinking.
I don't even let her finish, and I'm just like,
no, it's a hair of the dog.
I go up to the counter.
I think one is fine. No,
Rain is
we
rain.
we have things. We have things to do. Please. Asta, put that away.
But dogs.
No.
But Raina said. Okay. So a florist. So flowers.
I'll meet you all at the west gate, and Ireena leaves, and Rictavio also is like, yes, what she said.
Why are we going to a florist?
Yeah, why are we going to a florist?
That was an out of character thing that we're going to run into. We're not actually deliberately.
It's a little
looking.
sneaky surprise. You'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna go
It's-
shopping and
It's a
run
very
into
cute
a
little
florist.
sneaky surprise.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
Well, since
Damn,
they
we
seem
are
to know what they
hamsters.
want to run into already, we'll start with them. Unless everybody else is tagging along with them, or if you're going off and doing your own things.
Chance wants to check on the people in the stocks to see if they actually do release them after a day.
Yeah.
Yes, because the inn is in the town square. You all leave, and you're immediately in the town square, and you see the stocks are empty in the morning.
Okay.
But we're probably pretty sore after that.
After
At least
being
they're
in
free.
stocks.
Yeah.
There's a few people in this town I'd like to see in those stocks.
I am
Yeah,
glad they were
I
freed.
disagree with that.
Why are we getting flowers? But, I mean,
Well,
That's
there's
not.
some things we wanted to get, right?
There was
Like,
an RP.
I think we wanted to go shopping. Is everyone okay with going shopping around Vallaki before we decide what our next move is?
Yeah, I
I always
want to
wanted
sell
a
that-
spyglass. Like
I want to
Prospero.
sell that chainmail we found because I can't actually wear it.
So a blacksmith is what we need.
Mhm.
All right.
Also,
Um,
Ashai, do you have thieves'
I
tools?
don't have a lot of money.
I want
That's
to
why
say
I'm
I
selling the
got some
chainmail.
from what's her face? Green Teeth.
Oh,
I believe-
great.
yeah.
I never remember where any of my stuff is here. Yes, I have thieves' tools and replacement picks. One replacement pick.
You never know when one's gonna break.
So,
Okay, so you all go out searching for things. Clara, are you like asking around, or are you just searching?
I think I'll search a little bit, and if we get into an area that seems focused on commerce, like a marketplace, I'll flag someone down and be like, Do you know where I could sell something like this? Or do you know anybody who's buying metalwork?
It's not terribly difficult. Vallaki is a town. People are not exactly standoffish, but they do put forward at least the bare niceties with smiles on their faces. As you find, like the trade sector is you kind of pass through it. It's kind of next to the stockyards where all the fun stuff happened the previous night. Someone directs you to a place called Thimdul's Armaments. They say that he is the local smith. It's called Thimdul's Armaments, but they tell you to look for a man named Pearson Rowley.
I will accompany you on this particular journey.
Oh, are you looking for weapons or something?
I'm looking to upgrade from this one. You see, it's a bit rusty. She just sees, like, copious amounts of, like, salt deposits in the metal and stuff like that, and just, it's nasty.
Yeah, salt water is not good for metal. That's why ships are made out of wood.
I don't say. Anyway.
I did not grow up near the ocean.
Alright, you make your way there. It's immediately obvious. You hear the sound of a hammer on an anvil. You see a couple of town's guards actually leaving it at the moment. One of them is looking at... they're talking about a repair that has just been done to like their armor, essentially.
Looks like he'll be able to get you taken care of after all.
Why don't you go ahead and initiate? I'll be support.
I'm tagging
Yeah,
behind both of them.
You're kind of spooky. Okay. Clara will walk towards the forge. If it's open air, if it's whatever, she'll knock on a beam or door frame and be like, "Hello."
It is open air, and you see this grizzled old human who is banging away at something in the forge, and as you call out, he turns around. You see one of his eyes is just like completely whited over, and the other one is like squinting at you. It's like, yeah.
I have some business to do here if you have a moment.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Puts a couple of last hits on whatever he's making and quenches it. Looks to be like a fairly nice sword. Puts it in a rack to set, and then comes up. Clearly like blind in one eye and maybe even like slightly blind in the other. And just like gets really not quite uncomfortably close to you, but like close enough that he can get like a good look at you. And then says, what business you got then, lassie?
I picked up a suit of chainmail on my travels, and I wanted to see if you are interested in buying it.
Give it here.
Was the one we picked up that a shy got for me in the castle, but I can't wear because I'm a cloistered cleric and not a war priest.
He takes it, and he doesn't even look at it. He's just like, you see him like sniff it, and he's like running his hands over all the links and says, "Good condition. Yeah. I'll buy it from you. That's fine." And if you sell it to him, you get whatever half the listed sell price is.
Let me device. I will pull up. What was the name of it? Armor.
You said chainmail, right?
Yeah, you said it was a suited chainmail.
Yes, just a regular chainmail.
Cool.
He kind of like as he's handing over the coin, he just says, armor's not really my thing, but, more of a weapons man myself. But it seems to be...
Okay, so I get 3 gold. as
Yes.
the listed price in our gods
6.
is 6.
Yeah, perfect. He gives you 3 gold.
And if you don't mind, my friend here, he was looking to get some weapons, if that's more your speed.
Oh, that is my speed. Yes. Where is he? Where?
I'm like
It's a little
looking-
bit spooky.
I'm holding the weapon that I already want, and I'm just
Hey.
and I was and I don't know that she knows that I was about to take it, but thankfully it's not anywhere near my pockets, so it just kind of looks like I'm like looking at it, and I'm like,
Fucking legend.
oh hey, I was just looking at this beautiful dueling saber you got here.
I got a weird smell to you, but sure, yeah. It's actually the one he was just working on.
But you don't smell very good yourself working in the forge all day. That's kind of rude to say to a
I
customer.
didn't say he smelled bad. I said he smelled a bit strange. Like an open grave.
Truth be told, I have been drinking quite extensively.
Right. Well, it's the one I was just working on.
Right then, what kind of price would you say this runs?
Dueling sword like that. It's just a run-of-the-mill dueling sword. So 2 gold.
2 gold, you say?
I do say.
Clara, it appears I'm 1 short. Would you mind spotting me the 1?
Okay, but you owe me a favor.
I will happily do you that favor.
I don't know what it is, but I'll figure out something good. Alright, I subtracted 1 gold from my inventory.
I will add 1 gold to my inventory.
And I will give you 1 dueling sword.
Well, thank you, sir.
Chance will probably look around for a better staff since the one she has, she just kind of stole off someone.
He seems to be primarily a blacksmith. So he has a couple of spearheads, but no like staffs in and of themselves.
Okay. Spear and javelin. So I'll stick with my staff for now.
Ashai steps up and puts her short sword down on, I don't know if there's a counter or something, and takes her bag and dumps out the 10 silverware that I stole from Ireena.
Thank God she's not here.
Can you melt these down to coat the sword in, or the tip of the blade at least?
Hunting some really interesting things, ain't you? Yeah, I could do that, sure. You got the materials, it's just labor costs. It'd take me about an hour to do.
Excellent. How much?
I'll let you know when you get back.
Alright. Ashai stands there awkwardly for a minute and just walks out.
Alright.
Well, sounds like we have an hour to explore.
She's like,
Well, feeling very awkward because he still doesn't necessarily know where he fits in the group. Hey, yeah. I suppose we can do that. Would you mind catching me up on what happened yesterday, Clara, if you don't mind, from your perspective?
Clara
Well, I
was
think-
drunk.
I had a little too much to drink at dinner, and Ireena carried me to the... But I think everybody is still pretty scared so far. Really tense, and Ireena got pretty upset with Chance and Esther for going off. I think they did the best they could, you know? They stuck together. Nobody knows what's going to happen out here. It's dangerous, but I do still think our best chance is going to be to stick together, so we'll have each other's backs for now, and don't angry the big scary woman.
Understood. The town looks awful different from last time I actually came around. What's
Yeah,
been going on here?
The current master of the town has adopted kind of a toxic positivity attitude towards, the general everything of this land, and he's throwing a festival every week. And if people aren't happy enough, get thrown in the stocks.
Did you meet this man by chance? Was he older fella, younger fella?
Was DM, remind me.
What was the question again, real quick?
Was the mayor an older or a younger guy? He was the younger guy, right? Because he took over from the last one.
Yeah, solidly middle-aged. He's probably not older than 40.
Yeah, old enough to be my parent, but probably not my grandparent, if that helps.
Did I know this person's successor or his predecessor? Yeah, thank
How
you.
long have you been dead again?
I think it was 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah.
Yes. When you were here, it was during the reign of the last Vallakovich, the current burgomaster's father. You didn't hear most of the background of what a couple other people mentioned, but the previous burgomaster, his way of keeping the devil at bay, the devil Strahda, as nobody says her name, within the bounds of Alaki. I just wanted to remind you, because Prospero heard that, but you didn't. It is illegal to say Strahda's name within the bounds of Alaki. The last burgomaster enforced very, very stringent and harsh methods of punishment for anybody who said the devil's name or was suspected of working for Strahda. The stocks may seem very terrible, but they are a damn sight better than what existed back during the last time that you were in Vallaki. Where the stocks are now used to be a hangman's noose that was very often occupied.
I will reiterate this, and I'll just be like, well, that's pretty shitty, this current scenario with the whole toxic positivity thing, but I'll tell you what, back in my day, you see those stocks over there?
Yeah? What about them?
Yeah, that used to be a gallows.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it turns out when you mention, that
The
one
devil?
bitch's name, that shan't be named, you'd end up over there.
Just for talking about her?
At the noose, yes. Actually, come to think of it, I think I actually did mention it once. They sent me there, and they realized it didn't quite take, so they just took me off the rope and then just said, don't fucking say it anymore.
Did that include children?
Oh, well. Hey. But as far as I know, from what you all are telling me, he's dead. And his son is in place, and this seems like more of a, compromise to what his father previously instated. Though there are drawbacks, I suppose.
It may be better, but things can still improve. I mean, this burgomaster may be a little bit more of a person, but he's still kind of a dick.
Mr. Blacksmith, Sir Man, person.
Yeah.
You seem the lot that drinks the strong stuff. You got any leftover meat on you?
Oh no, don't touch this stuff.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I used to work for this dwarven smith. He's one taught me everything I know. I had enough to drink while I was with him, sorry.
Lad, how many fingers are you missing?
Oh, I've never lost a finger.
Because he
Lost
doesn't
the
think on the
eyesight,
job.
but...
Hey, alright, well, are we done here, Clara?
Yeah,
yeah.
I did what I needed to. We can come back. We can explore for a little bit and come back for Shy's stuff when he's
Chance,
done.
did you want a metal bow staff or did you want a wooden one?
Wood.
Wooden? I don't think
Mm.
this is the guy to see.
No.
All right then.
Wait, you said you're looking for woodworking?
Hmm.
There's it's not an official shop, but in the Vistani camp to the southwest, there's a fella by the name Seligal. He does some good woodworking.
This can only end well.
I don't often mention him to the people around here, but y'all seem like good lot outsiders. Just don't mess with the Vistani and just treat them good.
Thanks, lad. Should I leave the sword here for you to, do the whole dipping in silver thing and so on and so forth?
Oh, you wanted it silver too?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I figured that's a lot of silverware that you can kind of stretch out the whole process with which you're gonna do.
Probably, I'll see what I can do. Might just be the blades. It's probably not going to be very high quality. It's silverware and not like pure silver, but I'll do what I.
If that be the case, I'll just take the sword then.
All right.
Thank you for your time, and we'll come back for that lump of silver later.
Yeah, sure. Yep. All right, and starts getting to work on the silvering the short sword that Ashai left. With that, we'll cut over to, I guess Ireena and Aster are going off together, or.
Well,
I thought we were all
wanted-
together. I just assumed
Yeah,
we were all
I was at the black. We'll just stay as a troop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
hanging out outside of the blacksmiths.
Ashai just kind of left by herself then.
Okay, love that for her.
Well, I didn't go.
That
sounds
I
about right,
walked
honestly.
outside of the blacksmith
thought-
and just stood there, so I didn't have to talk to the man.
So Ireena and
anymore.
Ashai
Awkward
were just standing there
Ashai.
together awkwardly.
Yeah.
And Aster's in the middle going, hi guys.
Terrible.
All right. I suppose we just go get your bow staff and go see this woodworker then, Chance, eh?
That sounds
then.
fun.
Right, then let's go. Oh, by the way, would I remember a family-owned floral shop that would be in Vallaki from beforehand?
Well, I was gonna say, like, you guys are like heading in that direction, and since, again, it's like an out of character thing. You guys are heading towards like the Vistani camp to go check it out. And the smell of flowers hits everybody's nose. You see this this beautiful like front facing shop stall with a sign on top that has what looks like a minotaur smelling a rose, and there are like flowers and flowers and flowers of all different types in this shop front.
Ireena starts to get like really excited, like something you've like never seen before. She's trying to hide it, but she's gonna make like a beeline to the flowers, and just start looking at all of them and smelling all of them and picking some of them up.
Chance is probably not so much excited, but bewildered because of the variety. Being a druid, knowing that not many flowers can grow in Barovia. Can I do I guess investigation check of figuring out what kind, or?
It would be nature check.
You know, I think I recall that my mother used to take up the hobby of gardening.
Your mother was a gardener.
Well, see, in the house that she lived in, all those bodies eventually accumulated to good fertilization. So, yeah, a lot of wild... The ground was fertile and shit grew very easily, so... No.
Okay.
In the graveyard
Bodies?
near... Well, you've returned to the earth. In the graveyard near the temple.
No, it wasn't a graveyard. Well, it wasn't a graveyard of sorts, but it...
Okay. Well, would you like to elaborate the story a little
Let's just say I learned the trade from someone.
We planted lavender around the temple. The smell was used to help prepare people for funerals, and
I love lavender. It's beautiful.
And I made them get rid of the lilies after I started working there. 'Cause, like, if a cat gets even close to a lily, they're dead. Which is a shame because they're so beautiful. But we grow a lot of roses and a lot of lavender.
Yes.
As you guys are like looking at the storefront, you see, in the window, you see this enormous man, like hefty, with like this looks almost like angry at all of you, as he peers out through the window at you all, like 7 feet tall, hefty.
I'm immediately going to pick up a few of the ones that I know are not normal, and take them inside and be like, I need to know your secrets.
You walk into immediately like accost this man, and he kind of like, you're expecting him to be like very, like caveman-ish, and he just kind of like, what do you mean, secrets?
I will druidcraft a flower.
Oh, that's beautiful. How did you do that?
Where do you get these flowers at?
Could you do that the whole time?
I mean, she said she was a druid, like a lot.
I mean, the flowers are my wife's. I'm more of a clothier myself. You would have to ask her about the flowers.
Can I speak to her, please?
Of course. Lottie. This mild-mannered giant calls back into the back of the building, and you see this could not be more different. Short, petite, beautiful woman, who kind of comes out shyly and says, "Yes, Giddy, we have customers, or?" And he just like points to Second Chances, like, the lady wanted to know what your trick was with the flowers, and then she did a fancy trick herself. And she said, yes, of course.
And I'm pulling like a whole bunch of like the ones that like should not exist.
I mean, what can I help you with? I don't know what it is that you're worried or questioning about.
Not worried. Where did you get these?
I grew them like all the other flowers.
How did you grow them?
In my backyard.
But these flowers shouldn't be able to grow here.
I assure you they can. You're becoming slightly more aware as this conversation is going on, and you look at them like, you might have mistaken these flowers for something else. You crit failed on your nature check.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I made, so...
So she just seems bewildered by the fact it's like, no, these are, and she's just like listing off the names of them, the local names, and you're realizing, Oh yeah, I have heard of that name before. I just didn't realize it looked like this.
Okay.
But it is still like full of beautiful flowers.
Mm. And she'll put the bunch down. It's like, how much for this?
That bunch, just a silver would be fine.
I will hand her a silver happily.
Thank you very much.
Clara wanders up behind Chance. She has a bundle of lavender in her hand. But as she is walking up to the counter, she stops and she stares at a vase full of these little blue flowers she hasn't seen in a while. Forget-me-nots. She smiles at them. Saw that eye roll. Fuck you, let me be a sap.
Chance turns around and nearly jumps out of her skin because Clara is standing right there.
Oh, sorry.
It's so nice to see people who appreciate flowers here. Usually, my only customer is the burgomaster for his festivities.
Well, at least he has some kind of taste.
He doesn't care what kind of flowers they are. He just wants the place to look nice. But I try and do the best I can.
You definitely have a green thumb.
Irena's gonna walk over to where Clara's standing and like see the forget-me-nots and like pick one of them up and be like, "This is a forget-me-not, and they're beautiful, and I haven't seen one in a very long time."
The very large man kind of comes up behind his wife and just says, "Lottie is, as always, undermining her own hard work. Nobody can make flowers bloom like she does."
Esther walks up and is like, "Wow, they're so small and pretty. I like them."
You know, I don't think any of us want to be forgotten either. Well, we all have things people we want to get back to, goals we want to complete. You know, when I grew up, I heard tales of all these kinds of adventurers, and every party worth their salt. Name. Maybe we could name ourselves after these.
Hold on, I'm like actually crying.
Girl
Yeah,
will pick up.
That is
couple
a
of stems.
wonderful notion. I reckon none of us want to be forgotten. Most of you are trying to get back home. We are much like these flowers.
The Lottie goes to the vase of forget-me-nots, picks them all out, and says, "That was lovely," and starts putting one in each of your hair. And she says, "I hope that you find what it is you're looking for, and I promise that at least we will not forget you. Strangers that came into our place and showed us such kindness."
Thank you. Clara would like to purchase a bundle of lavender.
Sure. Just say 5 copper. It's not that expensive.
The flower
after they
that
walk
Good.
After they walk out, as we're moving around.
Wait.
I want to make a flower crown, but I'm not telling anybody I'm making a flower crown. Can I roll a crafting check to make
Okay,
a flower crown?
I don't want to leave yet.
And before Chance left, she would have given the flower she drew a craft and just like kind of put it behind the ear of her husband.
Oh. He just like touches it very gently and is like, "Oh, thank you very much."
Chance is holding these flowers like someone's gonna take them from her. Yeah.
And Reyna was...
Reyna's gonna grab a few stems of poppy and purchase them.
I want
2
to,
copper.
before you purchase, I want to grab your hand and be like, Reyna, look, those ones are called, and you see these flowers that their petals droop into the shape of hearts. Those are called bleeding hearts. They're very
Are
literal,
they?
but they're very pretty, and they
They
grow
are
really
very
well in the shade.
pretty. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
It makes sense
awesome.
that they're here. So, or
Mhm.
pansies, but we shouldn't call ourselves pansies.
No, I
They're
think
very pretty too.
we should stick to forget-me-nots. Probably not pansies.
I'm gonna. Well, Prospero is going to ask Lottie. I understand that this is more of a floral shop and so on and so forth, but I don't suppose you grow any fresh teas or anything of that sort.
Yes, actually, we do have a few. I grow a few tea plants as well. Were you looking for anything in particular? I don't generally dry them out, but you could do that.
I suppose some hibiscus plants and such, and maybe some. I suppose black tea would be more at the general store and such. But yes, some hibiscus and. Suppose that's it. Oh, chamomile. Yes, that would be lovely.
Certainly. Together, say 6 copper.
Beautiful. Yes, I can afford that.
Terra is just fiddling with her lavenders
Flower
in the corner after she bought them. I did roll a 20 for my craft check, so it's
Nice.
gonna be real good.
Aster, what were you?
Oh, I'm just being a fact rat. I'm being a little annoying. I'm like,
Rat
Prospero,
facts.
hibiscus is really hard to grow. He needs a lot of sun, so it's probably gonna be really hard to find. But also, she's got like a green thumb, so who knows?
And she seems very good at gardening.
What if she's got a magic garden? That'd
I've
be
heard
super
people use mirrors
Perhaps she-
before to intensify sunlight. You know, reflect. Maybe she got
That's really
greenhouse or
cool.
something going on. I don't know.
Is
She could
a
also
shy
be-
just being antisocial in the back?
I'm just standing there awkwardly.
Everybody's like having this wonderful time in the garden, and the shy's just like, this is weird.
One more question, actually. Do you happen to have a cactus or a succulent of any sort?
No, they're not quite indigenous here. I could see if I could find one for you.
Not a carnivorous plant.
They already have chances, little buddy.
You might do better to find some of them out in the wilds of the Svalich Woods.
Understood. Thank you.
Does Guildenstern eat meat? She'll look at Chance. Does
What was the
Guildenstern
question
eat?
there? I heard.
I
Does
don't
Guildenstern
think
eat meat?
Guildenstern-
Or does
Not meat,
Guildenstern
no.
eat?
He likes water and
It's
nutrients.
just a regular.
He's a
regular
plant.
creature.
I mean, some plants eat creatures, so I don't know. I thought that.
Oh, he'd probably eat an insect or two.
He's too cute to be a carnivorous plant.
Carnivorous plants are adorable.
Does he have little Can he have little Venus flytrap teeth mouth?
Absolutely.
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, it's adorable. Ernavine is a cutie pie.
So with that, you all leave. You said you were kind of hiding the fact that you were making the flower crown.
As we wander out, Clara will try and probably fail sneak up behind Reyna, because Reyna's most likely a foot taller than her. She kind of just is like... She puts a
Oh, so
crown
you-
of lavenders on Reyna's head.
Oh,
You seemed pretty excited about them.
I do like lavender. Thank you so much for making this for me. She like looks uncomfortable that she's wearing like she's wearing like a flower crown.
I mean, wear things with confidence. We're in a land and that's basically hell, covered in shadows and mists and ruled by the devil. If you want to wear some flowers, wear some flowers.
Basically, hell.
Aster's like,
What?
Reina like takes a step back and then like goes like this and is like, well, what do you think? Do you think I look good with this flower crown?
I think you look great. I think
Thank you.
if it makes you happy, and flowers seem to make you happy, then the world is dark and cold and full of suffering, and we should take any bit of small joy we can.
She like thinks for a second, and then she takes the flower crown off and then hands you the poppies and says, can you fix these on them as well?
Since you already made the check, I won't have you do it again. It's easy enough to incorporate the poppies into it. Yeah.
I was never really the social type outside of family and my mentors, so I don't know. Presents can help me say the words that words can't. You know? That made sense? I don't know. That was bad.
Thank you, Claire. I really appreciate it. I love the gift.
Okay.
As you all are, I assume you're headed west because the other thing that you heard about was Selagal for wood carpentry stuff,
Yes.
which is out the western gate. As you head that way, you pass by a number of residential homes. You also, near the western gate, see the church of Vallaki. To on the northern side of the main path that goes through. You guys started out early enough that it's just past. Like you hear the bell toll a few times as you pass by, signifying the time. Maybe like 9 in the morning. And across the street from there, you hear the sound of children running around and playing, and you see. In front, the church doesn't have like a name on it or anything. They generally don't. But across the street, you see something that says Saint Andral's Orphanage. Then you hear the sound of children playing there as you pass through to the western gate.
can we stop by there?
You want to stop by the orphanage?
Yeah.
Or church?
I'll stop by the temple too if they're close together.
I grab Reina's hand, leg, I don't know, pant, shirt.
Yes.
Can we stop by? Just for a little bit.
The orphanage?
Mm-hmm.
Chance would also like to join on that.
Okay.
All right. As long as
All right.
everyone else is okay with it.
Sure.
Who's going to the orphanage?
I guess all of us.
I want
A
to.
shrine.
How close is it to the temple again?
They're right across the street from each other.
Okay, we'll head.
I'd say that Clara, as a cloistered cleric, you can probably guess, given the naming convention, that this is probably the Church of Saint Andral, and this is Saint Andral's orphanage across the street. They're probably connected in some way.
This one does. All right, we'll head over.
You go in. You go through the door. You see a bunch of kids running about. There's this shrewd-looking woman, probably in her early 50s. There's crow's feet around her eyes. Maybe even looks a little bit older than that from just all the stress that she deals with every day. She yells, "Felix, no running!" Goodness. And then turns and sees you all. Is like, yes, hello, welcome to the orphanage. Can I help you all? Oh, so many of you. Are you? I don't suppose any of you are here to adopt.
No.
Chance will hand her a flower. She's got a whole armful of flowers.
What exactly do you expect me to do with these?
Just sniff it. It might make you feel better. You look a little tired.
I'm always tired working at an orphanage, but these are not very helpful to me right now. Could you please take them back?
She just handed just a single one to her, not the whole bouquet.
I thought you said you just like shoved things in her.
No, just the one flower. Sorry.
She takes it and just like, and goes to like. There's like a cup. Not even like a vase, just like a cup with some flowers in it. And she just like sticks it in the cup. It's like, can I help you all? What can I do for you?
Hi, I'm sorry. I wanted to come here and my friends came along. I just wanted to check on how things are going at the orphanage. If you guys need any resources or money, I don't have a lot, but I'm happy to help. Clearly you're putting a lot of work in here.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay. She's like, fuck you, you can't take my money. Diplomacy, okay.
This can just be a straight roll, it's fine.
Oh no!
12. She still seems like kind of more curious than anything, but not exactly sure why you're here. But at the mention of like you wanting to like help them in some way, she says, "Oh well, I mean, we could always use donations for the orphanage. We'll never turn that away." And you see a couple of kids run. One of them goes like between her legs, and she's just like, Arabelle, you're not supposed to be here. Go, and she like, just give me a moment, and goes running after this young girl. Looks like probably 5 or 6, who is just giggling up a storm. And Reina, you would recognize that she is dressed in Vistani clothes rather than the clothes of native Barovians.
As the child runs by, Clara will snap her fingers and Ziggy will pop up on her shoulder and she'll whisper into his kitty cat ear and he'll just like pop up out of the shadows in front of the child to stop her running.
She gives a little shriek and is startled just enough for the woman to just like grab her, not roughly, but by the shoulders. It's like, thank you very much. Arabelle, I know that you like to play with the children here, and they like to play with you, but it is too early. They are supposed to be at their morning classes, and I do not need you here making mischief for them.
Did she say Arabelle?
Arabelle, yes.
Are you friends with the kids at the inn?
They both look at you, and Arabelle, who, as I mentioned, she's about 6 years old, probably. Long brown hair in Vistani garb. These striking light brown eyes. And she says, yes, the Martikov's kids, yes. And the woman's like, don't try and get out. Since you apparently know her, maybe you can get her off of my hands. And she just kind of shoves the girl toward you all.
Chance will happily like take her hand and be like, I see you have good stories.
She looks up at you, her gaze almost kind of looking a little past you, and she says, Martikovs have big mouths, but yes.
I'd love to hear one of your stories.
And the woman says, sorry, Headmistress Claudia Belasco at your service. I need to make sure the kids get to their lessons. Maybe you can stop by another time and we can discuss things.
Chance is literally walking away with Arabelle.
She seems very glad to be rid of her.
We should definitely get out of her hair.
Chance is gone.
What was your name, Mole, sir?
Hi, Aster.
Well, sir.
Is there a place where I can put donations?
Yes, and she just points to a small, like, tight station that says all donations to St. Andrel's Orphanage and Church.
Okay.
How much do you put into it?
I put in 3 gold.
She was like, "Oh, are you sure that's so much? Thank you. I'll make sure that they have a lovely dinner tonight."
I can also come by and help later too if I'm not busy.
Can I make a sense motive check on that last sentence that she said?
Yeah, sense motive. What part of it?
I'll make sure. I'll make sure they have a nice dinner tonight.
Yeah. Go ahead, sense motive. Secret as usual.
Secret or blind?
Blind to secret. So she seems flustered at the generous donation, so she's maybe a little bit less guarded than usual. You can tell she's like harsh and a little bit abrasive, because that's kind of how she has to be when wrangling however many children are in this orphanage. But you do get the sense that she's being genuine and that she cares for these children a lot, that her harshness is because she wants the best for them, not because she has any ulterior motives here.
Okay.
So yeah, she shuffles off to grab the couple of kids that escaped and were playing with Arabelle, and brings them like to their classes, leaving you all as Chance is leaving with Arabelle apparently, and Arabelle is just letting herself be let off.
Well, she's not leaving the building. She just like walked into the building somewhere. There.
I think the headmistress kind of like wanted you to leave the building.
Yeah, then I'll have Arabelle if we're leaving with Arabelle. Yeah, sure. I didn't know if we were still
like, yes, please get her out of the orphanage so I can do my job.
Okay. Yeah, we have.
Don't even go here.
You all leave. Chance holding Arabelle's hand. And she looks up at you and just says, "You feel like you don't know what to do with your freedom now that you have it. You're holding onto my hand so tight. It's like you're desperate for something to hold on to."
She's gonna keep walking, not even know what to do about it.
She just kind of shakes her head and is like, "Sorry."
Does Ireena understand what's going on with her?
I don't. Are you up with me? Because we left
we're
before
all
y'all.
walking together.
Yeah, we're all together.
I assume we're just we're sitting on the stoop of the building or something.
You're just like an amoeba, I guess, at this point. Unless you specifically say you're trying to like go off on your own, I'm just gonna assume you're all together.
Yeah, as
while they were still in, because she left while that conversation was going on, so that's what I was trying to figure out.
I'd say she wasn't being particularly subtle about it when she was saying it, so like they would have heard it. Yeah.
Okay. Chance will just be like
Ireena, make a sense motive.
As they're standing outside, Clara's eyes will drift towards the church, and she'll just kind of be staring at it absentmindedly.
Alright, so should we go grab bow staff for Chance then, aye?
I think we were heading that way.
Alright.
Oh, were you heading to Seligal's?
Yeah, the blacksmith told us to go there.
Oh yes. Well, I know where you can find him. He's in the Vistani camp. I can take you there.
Your parents are probably wondering where you are too.
Oh, that'd be interesting because they've been dead for a while. But you know, I sure you meant my uncle, and he knows that I come into town all the time. So don't worry about it.
Those will look after you. Nobody is alone in this world.
She just says it in like the most dry, deadpan tone ever, too. It's not like you've insulted her or anything. It's just like everybody says this to her, and she's just so tired of it.
And when she says that, Claire is just like taken aback for a second, but she's like, yes, I like this fucking kid. This kid gets it. This kid gets dead people.
Is this your camp that we're headed back to?
Yes.
At
least it's where we're staying for the moment.
I lean over to... Chance is standing directly next to her, right? And, like, holding her hand?
Yes. Still,
Yeah.
I assume still holding hands, yeah.
I whisper to Chance, like, small hands can reach in very tight pockets, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm aware.
Alright, then. That's how I started.
Oh.
Anyway, let's go get you your... Anyway, let's go get you your stick.
Hold on, they want to do... So, you say that, Prospero, right? To her? Arabelle says, he's right. And then she hands you back, the potency crystal that she just stole out of your pocket.
Chance will give her a high five.
Fucking love this kid. She's great. The best NPC yet.
Did you say that comment to Chance, like, quietly?
I whispered it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, yeah, only Chance and Arabelle heard that. Arabelle was because she's, like, right there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, nobody else heard that. But you did see Arabelle just, like, hold out a familiar-looking crystal to Second Chance that looks like the
She'll
ones
take
that
it and give her a high five.
That's my potency crystal, though, right?
No, it was
fine.
Chance. Yeah.
That's just got it.
And she'd be like, "You're good for your age. It took me a long while to figure out how to do that."
Well, gotta keep myself entertained somehow,
Oh, we'll train you up, good kid. You'll be ruining people's days all in the matter of weeks. I guarantee it.
I feel like you could take pointers from me, but that's fine. Shall we
Chance
go?
was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, as we're
she
walking.
She kind of starts pulling Second Chance along now at this point.
Chance is laughing.
I don't
Love
know
this
whether
kid.
to be frustrated or impressed.
I'm impressed.
You can be both.
Actually, Prospero, these are very important years to be teaching kids this age a lot of important life skills. So maybe we shouldn't be teaching arable crime.
You're a bit late for that, but it's okay.
Yeah, but you can learn other stuff. It's okay.
What makes you think I don't know other stuff?
Well, no, I'm saying you learn more. There's always more to learn.
How old are you, lass?
Depends. It's either 6 or 7, depending on where we are.
Oh, at that age, I knew everything. I had a pirate queen for a mother. Like, what do you think?
Lore.
Can we circle back to that, actually?
Wait, what do you mean your mom's a pirate queen?
My mother was a pirate queen.
Your mom's dead and she was a pirate queen? What?
Yes.
Oh, right, you're like hundreds of years
Asta.
old. No, but what? I want to know about more at the Pirate King.
Oh, it's fine. It's been years since
Okay,
I've gotten over her death. It's fine.
I'm gonna
If
put
she's
pen
a
in
pirate
that one.
queen, where's all your treasure?
Do you carry everything you want at all times?
I do.
I
open my
I
coat.
just thought he would. If he's
I know,
the son of a
yeah.
pirate queen, I thought he'd have a lot more treasure. That's all.
You see.
Maybe she wasn't a very good pirate queen.
Well, that's not very
Can I just like sidle up to Prospero and just like
I
whisper
love
in his
this
ear,
hand.
just
My
Please do
hand
not
is
slap
on
a
my
child.
gun.
I put my hand on top of his hand. Do not.
I put my hand on top of her hand on top of his hand.
Don't
Just
shoot the
laugh.
child.
Violence is not the answer.
I'll spend a year in the stocks, little girl. I don't fucking care. You best rescind what you said about me mother.
Well, I'm very sorry. I don't have a mother, so I don't know what's.
Oh, no!
I don't,
Oof.
I don't either anymore. We're even.
Oh,
Wait, I
okay,
don't-
so we're even.
I don't have a
And
mom.
continues
either.
on without. Does not apologize, but she says, "Yeah, we're even now," and then just keeps walking.
Chance is dying. Chance is probably just laughing as she's being drug along. This is great.
Clara
Okay.
will just like make a sidelong glance at like either Ireena or Aster, and she'll be like, "She has more confidence as a 6-year-old than I had in my entire life."
I look at Clara back and I go, "She's got more than I have now." She kind
How
of
does that
scares
even
me.
happen?
I don't know.
I'm fuming. I need a drink because I drank all my shit yesterday. So Ugh.
You all
Where's the
head.
bar?
Reyna's gonna snicker at this entire. She just thinks this entire situation is hilarious because the little girl reminds her so much of herself when she was little, growing up Vistani, and she's just like having a ball. And then she looks at Prospero and she goes, "You make sure not to cross a Vistani. You will regret that. Keep your gun to yourself."
I understand the ramifications involved. I'll deal with it if it comes
And
to that.
she takes out her flasks and takes a swig.
I take the flask and I just drink the whole fucking thing.
Fight! This is
As you guys are having this, Arabelle is leading you out. You leave out the west gate. The walk to the camp is maybe 15 minutes. It's not particularly far. You can still see like the walls of Vallaki nearby. And you eventually come to it's this little path that goes into the woods and then into this clearing where there's like a hill, small grass covered, and there's low houses built into the side of this hill. There's some early morning fog that hasn't dissipated that obscures the details, but you can see that the buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill above the fog is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top, which is brightly lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from the central area. Arabelle points up to the top of the hill and says, my uncle lives up there, or at least for now, for probably another week. Oh, lost Danny. He's back. And she says, the people that really live here live in those houses. Senegal's in one of them. I think that one, and she points to like the second one from the right. No, that one, and points to the third one from the right.
Okay. When I'm done here.
She looks up at Second Chance and just says, you have to let go eventually.
Of your hand or other things?
What did you think I meant? And she like pulls her hand out of your hand.
When I'm done here, would you mind telling me a story later?
Sure. And she starts skipping up
She'll
the
hand
hill.
She'll hand her some of the flowers that she got from the thing. She's still got this giant handful of flowers.
She just takes one and tucks it behind her ear. Starts skipping up the hill toward the wagons at the top.
I'll head over to Seligal's.
You see there's a few figures in front of a house nearby. Sullen, cloaked in gray cloaks. Can't see much under the cowls of the cloaks, but they kind of watch as you all walk toward the other house. One of them calls out, "You have business with Selegal?"
Is it Senegal or Selegal? Sorry.
Selegal.
Senegal, okay. We were told he was good with woodworking.
Yes, give me just a moment. One of them seems to say something to the other two, and they go off into some of the other houses. That one comes up, still mostly cloaked by the cowl, and says, "I'm Selegal. You're looking for woodworking?"
I was hoping I could find a staff. This one's just. I had a better one. It was taken from me. But
Sure. Just come right in, and I've got a few staffs you can take a look at.
she'll come in.
He leads you in, and it has a very homey feel to it. Very, very different from the houses that you've seen in Barovia and Vallaki. Those seem very austere and designed for humans and their sensibilities. This seems there's almost an elegance to it, even though it is a very small, almost like a hovel that's built into the side of this hill. There's decorations through it that give it a sense of artistry that you haven't seen in anywhere in Barovia so far. Even the churches were more grand and opulent. This seems very humble in its artistry. You can see there's a small living area to one side, a bed. There's stove and things, and then on the other side there's a woodworking bench. There's a few staves. There's a lot of arrows and bows and things that are in varying states of construction, and goes over to his collection of staves and brings them over and says, all very ethically sourced woods and made to most specifications that most humans would find acceptable. Were you looking for anything in particular with your staff, or just something that can stand up to a blow?
Anything weird looking? Unique wood or anything? My last stuff was kind of curvy, so.
What are you looking for specifically?
Just something. She doesn't want just a straight staff because it's too man-made essentially. She wants it to look more natural.
Sure. She seems to have given, or he seems to have given you the very basic, simple ones. There's one that looks like it's more. It looks less like a solid, straight shaft of wood, and more like he's taken a natural branch that's fallen off of a tree and sort of used the curve of the wood to carve into it. And there's nothing magical about it, but it is elegantly carved, and there's an artistry in it that seems similar to the rest of the house around you.
How much for this one?
Make a diplomacy check.
Blind or regular?
Regular's fine. He looks at you and just says, "Why are you interested in that one? Just curious."
It doesn't feel man-made. No offense, but I mean, I like more natural feel in my hands.
We're like in that sense then. I make staves that seem man-made because men tend to purchase them. Sure. And goes over to the staff and brushes it down of a little bit of sawdust that's maybe fallen on it from the workbench, and hands it over to you.
How much do I owe you?
No charge.
Well, I have to give you something for it. I can't just take it from you.
Give me something that's not money then.
Give him a flower.
Oh no, he's gonna get a flower. Don't worry. But do I have anything else I can gift him?
Treasures and trinkets, precious.
Aradel brought you here, yes?
Huh? Yes.
Aradel. She's very wise beyond her years. That she brought you here speaks well of you. So
She's fun. She's a fun, free spirit. I like seeing that.
you can't see much underneath his cowl, but you do see like the hint of a very wry smile on his face, and he says, his voice almost sounds tired when he says, "Yes, it's nice to go through life as well. I can't say that she's carefree, but she certainly has less troubles than most of us."
I mean, all of us get into trouble one way or another, right? What makes life interesting. Usually. I'm gonna give him a few of the flowers, probably more of the like rarer ones that I picked out from the bunch that the lady had.
Mhm.
And see if he would be interested in the fancy mirror that I stole from the Baron's house.
He takes a look at it and says, "Sure, this is more than adequate."
I will hand those over. And the staff is very appreciated. The work is beautiful.
I'm certain it will be very well used in your hands.
And I will hand him the other one if he wants it. The other staff I have, just because she wouldn't use it again.
He'll take it and looks it over like he's judging if he can do something with it, or but just inclines his head and says, "Well, thank you for your patronage, such as it were."
Maybe I'll be back for something else later.
I look forward to it.
Prospero's looking around the shop, and
you wouldn't even really call it a shop. This is clearly like this man's home that he's just like.
Kind of like a Geppetto thing.
A little bit, yeah.
Like this is more so like his hobby that he gets paid for rather than his like job, right?
That's a good
It's a side hustle.
Yeah,
it's a
side hustle. Thank you. He's looking over his stuff. He has like sculptures and such, yeah.
There's a few carved wooden figures. They don't actually make me a religion check.
A religion check.
Blind.
Blind, you say?
Blind.
Blind. It is rolled.
It's hard to tell. They're in varying degrees of being finished. They're clearly like not completed. But you think that they bear at least a sideways resemblance to the three ladies that you've heard about before. The three ladies of Barovia that you've heard about from Jenny Greenteeth and a few other people in Barovia so far.
I kind of bring Clara over, or wave Clara over, and just kind of point it out to her, like, "Huh, you see this?"
Oh! The three guardian spirits.
Yeah. And then I look around more. Is there a carving of a ship anywhere?
No.
Okay.
We tried the whittle once. Hey, you see a couple of little old healed scars on her hands. Wasn't very good at it. One of my teachers tried to teach me and it didn't end well, so I stuck to my knitting.
Well, it's not certain. Maybe things aren't for everyone. I was just kind of taking a gander, and I saw this, and I figure, I should probably let her know that this is here, and...
Yeah. It's good to know that people still think about the old guardians. A lot of the times with the divine, strength is based on faith. You know, how many people believe, how many people are willing to support, and I guess the more people that keep them in their minds, more hope that there is for this land to not be ruled over by an immortal evil tyrant, you know?
Say the loud part quieter, if you don't mind. We don't want you off into the that place over there.
We're not inside town anymore. Like on the outskirts of town because we're at the encampment.
Yeah.
Aye. All right. Right then. Chance, you got what you came for.
Actually, I got more than I came for. And this is gorgeous. She's like holding the staff to her very closely.
It's very nice.
It's a lovely piece of wood. Right then. Let us be on our way.
I look forward to seeing you again. And you all leave.
Right then, you
Actually,
little shit.
before I
Take us
leave-
to your uncle.
She's already
gone.
She's gone.
Bye!
As soon as she
She
got
did
to the
point-
hill, she just like went to the top of it where the Vistani camp was.
I'll look back at Salago and be like, while we're here, is there anything we should know? Vallaki is very confusing.
I'm
It's
afraid
frustrating.
you'll have to be a bit more specific than that.
What's really going on in that town? Do you know?
The town is exactly as it seems. More unfortunate that. Because I can tell that you have seen enough of it.
I don't like that man. At all. Is there anything that can be done?
We are not ones to... There's few enough of us as it is. If you feel like you must interfere, I would certainly cheer you on from the sidelines, but we can't exactly afford to be involved. Make me another diplomacy check.
Irena's gonna like bow her head as you say that. In agreeance.
You see him pull back the cowl just a little bit, and I'll whisper because Chance is the only one that sees this. I'll whisper to you what you see.
Secret.
Got a secret.
This whisper is brought to you by
My fucking Pringles. They're cucumber flavored.
yeah, Pringles.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not
Not
sponsored.
sponsored. And they're not
But you
technically
can.
Pringles.
They're
Yeah, Pringles. If you're listening, if you're one
We're
of our 7
available.
viewers,
Mm.
I don't know.
please
but
sponsor us.
They got them at the Korean
So
market.
let's hold out
and
for that non-Canada Dry sponsorship.
Definitely not cherry coke.
Oh.
All right, whisper sent.
Whisper, whisper.
Whisper, whisper, whisper. Do you do anything having seen that?
She will gently touch the side of his head.
He almost flinches away, but just like nods and says, I really do hope that we see you back here again. But I will not hold it against you, as if you, like so many other adventurers before you, do not last very long in these lands.
I've apparently been dead for 10 years, so I've come back once. Maybe I can come back again.
I wouldn't count on it, but good luck.
And she'll leave.
I think outside with the gang, I'm gonna be like, so are we gonna like go do more shopping, or should we go to that tower? Because I know that's like a.
So
big point.
let's pick up a
We should
guy's
probably-
sword and then
Yes.
get going.
I would like. my
Yes,
gold
and
back
meet
first.
Ireena wherever she said to meet her.
Skate.
The Westgate.
Westgate. Do we walk
Right.
by them? Am I crazy?
You did not see them when you walked out the Westgate. It might have just been too soon and they hadn't arrived there yet, done with their shopping.
Okay. Let's go back to town.
Okay, so you head back to town very quickly. Nothing else of interest really happens. You get back to the smith very quickly. He hands over a shy sword, 2 gold for the labor cost, since you
Peasy.
procured the silver. So you can make that a silvered short sword. With that, you then make your way. I'll show you later, but for now, you all head back to the West Gate, where now Rictavio and Ireena are waiting for you. Ireena kind of waves shyly at Reina, and then like puts her hand back down, like wasn't doing anything. No, it's fine.
What?
Awkward.
Rictavio seems a little impatient. He's actually brought his wagon with him. There's a donkey pulling it, very stubborn-looking mule, and says, "All right, got everything? Wonderful. Let's get this show on the road."
I'm watching
Actually,
that motherfucker.
mules and donkeys aren't technically the same thing. A mule is a crossbreed
I know,
between a
it's a cross
donkey
between
and a
a donkey and a
horse.
horse. Yes,
Knowledge, facts,
knowledge. That's a rat fact.
Rat fact,
Rat
rat
fact.
fact.
That's a rat fact.
That's
That's
what
sponsored by
Aster
Rat
said.
Facts.
That was in character by Aster. What Robin said.
I said
Absolutely.
it in Laura's voice.
I was possessed by the spirit of the rat boy.
He gets on and like gets the mule going and starts leading you all out of Vallaki. And as you all leave Vallaki, about midday. That I think is where we're going to take a quick 5-minute break for people to go pee. See you all back at 10:40.
Yeah.
10:40.
And
10:4.
4
10:4.
10-4. the thing,
Piglet.
Julie.
Hello.
Oh, the
Hi, welcome back. So,
It me.
it me.
Sure do.
So you all make your way out of the vibrant, totally not terrible town of Vallakovich, and start making your way back out into the wilds. Almost, kind of. You're still going along a main road that is very well traveled. Can I ask what you guys are all doing as you are traveling? It's probably going to take you the better part of the rest of the day to get to the tower at Lake Baratok. So keep that in mind as you tell me what it is that you're doing, if there's anything in particular, or if you're just keeping an eye out, or...
I think Clara will generally just be keeping an eye out. She's got that suspicion, based on what she's heard, that the woman who killed her might be around these parts, so she's a little on edge, and she's definitely sticking towards the heavy hitters right now.
I'm also definitely keeping an eye out. Is Claire, like, visibly uncomfortable, like, the rest of us can tell, like...
She's quieter than usual, and it's a little bit darker around her. She's not, like, super, oh my god, I'm panicking. You can tell she's acting a little different.
Shy will just, like, quietly walk next to you. Not really say anything. I do, while we're walking, pull out my sword and touch the tip a couple times to see if it hurts.
Just the tip.
Just...
Don't.
There is... You've touched sharp swords before. You've felt sharp swords before.
Specifically because it's silver, is what I was getting at.
There is a hissing sound as you touch the tip of your now silvered blade, and you immediately like pull it away. It's only like a tiny sound. If people weren't really paying attention, they wouldn't have noticed it. But you see like the finger that you touched to the tip blisters a little bit. So it's definitely effective.
Slay, queen, slay.
That's it for me, I think.
Any flowers that Chance had left are now woven into the staff.
Aw, I like that.
Aster has his mirror out, casually double scanning the area. And then I'd like to circle back and be like, so, a pirate queen, Mom?
I guess so.
Are you like a prince? Are you a pirate prince?
No. Never declared me a prince. It's not a royalty, it's not a hierarchy. She was just the pirate queen of Cordova. That's it. I wanted to be a doctor. I wouldn't necessarily be a prince now, would I? I'm not a doctor.
I was, yeah, you didn't give off doctor vibes.
I don't believe this man's ever been to medical school.
What's medical school?
We're the people who don't heal with divine. It's like wizard school, but like they do medicine.
You understand that being a pirate's kind of a meritocratic kind of order, don't you think? You know that, right?
I'm not a pirate, no.
You know the reason that we became pirates in the first place?
No.
Become pirates.
No.
It's because we get sick and tired of the hierarchies and being loyal to kings and queens that we don't actually agree with. So we leave on ships and steal and plunder and so on and so on. That being said, nothing is given to you. you make, you earn. Anne is having a hard time with words.
We've all been there.
You keep what you take.
So did your mom take everything she earned from to the grave?
That she did. Last letter she left me, she effectively sunk everything into a well-fortified home with a lot of land for her, and I think her wife at the time.
You have two moms?
No, it was her wife, not my mom.
So you have two moms? Is this like an Ireena, a shy Reina situation, or?
Oh my god!
I never met
Are you?
her wife.
I said that out loud.
Ah!
I
course you
regret
did.
nothing.
Ireena goes bright red. And just like goes forward like 10 steps ahead of the party.
Ashai just makes this face at the ground, just
Reina
What?
gives
What'd I say?
Aster a really nasty look.
What does that look for? I look at you through the mirror. I go, why? I look at you.
Regardless of whether or not I considered her an extra mother or not, I didn't. My mother took everything that she had, put it into her safety net, and then retired effectively. She lived her days out tending to her garden, being overwatched by security. In a lavish home that she didn't necessarily have to leave for the rest of her days. Now, as far as me being a pirate prince thing, she didn't give me anything, except for some lessons on how to do what I do now. I took initiative when I was younger, and set out on the seas when I was 11. Granted, I crashed the boat. But I crashed the boat about 20 times before I actually got it to sail. So,
How did you still have a boat?
they were different boats, and I stole all of them.
Oh. You stole the boats just to crash them? Seems like a waste of boats.
I didn't have to make them, so I didn't care.
Those poor people you took all those boats from.
They weren't like grandiose fucking ships.
So you,
These were dinghies.
you just stole from common folk? Yeah, it's even worse.
I wasn't even that much richer than some of them, so it's fine.
So you're saying if I, like, took your shoe and then wore it and then stepped in shit, that wouldn't be any worse than what you did?
No, I'd cut your foot off because I know you.
Why? Also, I'm
Just
sorry
hold
for
my
saying
boot.
shit. It just felt appropriate for the sentence. I don't like swearing. So sorry for saying poop. But like the other way.
Oh,
Master,
never
Yeah?
I just scratch him behind the ear and I just keep walking forward.
Like twitch really weird from contact.
This happens as you all pass over a bridge just outside Vallakovich. There's a fairly fast-flowing river beneath you, what looks like drainage from the mountains heading toward Lake Baratok. After making sure that there are no undead under it, you continue on.
Triggered.
We always check bridges now, every time.
If I walk underneath the bridge, then undead underneath the
I
bridge.
was just gonna say that.
Okay.
Me and Prospero can go take a walk.
It's a grumpy old troll.
The alcoholic grumpy old troll. Prospero.
I imagine like Rictavio kind of sees you all look at the bridge suspiciously and is like, "Don't like bridges? It's an awful strange
like
thing."
ghouls.
Just had a
We've had
traumatic
bad
experience at a bridge.
No,
when we
that's
met.
absolutely fair. Ghouls, not very fun.
We got drowned. It wasn't fun.
Got ghoul fever as well.
Yeah, goofier. We got a little goofier.
I've heard some stories about people turning into ghouls from ghoul fever. Not a very nice way to go. Turns you into ghoul at the end, right?
I was supposed to.
And yet you're all here and you're fine, so a good end to that story. Although I guess yours is still being written now.
I don't trust this.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
It just like goes silent.
I'm just trying to make conversation. Alright, fine. I'll go catch up with Ireena. Maybe she'll be more...
Well, we've all kind
Who are
of.
you again?
plotted.
I don't recall meeting you. I think
It's
I
the
was
guy
just
who-
in the corner.
It's the guy with the weird wagon.
Can Chance jump on the wagon with him? Like, is there room?
Just sure, fine, whatever.
So what's in the wagon? I want to know. Tell me what's in the wagon. We kind of saved our asses last night. What's in the wagon?
None of your business. We've gone over that.
Yeah, and then we almost died.
Yes, and it's still none of your business.
Unless it gets out.
And to be very clear, you did not save my life, nor did I save yours. Izek Strasny saved all of our lives.
It's true, we almost died.
I said we almost died. I didn't say I saved your life.
Well, then why would I owe you anything?
That's true.
Trauma bonding?
That. What she said.
He kind of gives like a face like, maybe, no. It's like, listen.
And the real reason is because you like to tell a good story, and I know there's a very good story in this wagon.
Make a diplomacy check. He kind of smiles and says, I do love good stories, but this one is not exactly mine to tell. That being said, trauma bonding is certainly a very good excuse, but frankly, I have seen adventurers come and go before, and I'd like to make sure that you last more than a week before any kind of trauma bonding happens, because, you know, if you bond with someone, then when they die, then you get sad afterwards. But if I don't care about you and you die, then everything will be fine for me, and frankly...
You're saying that there's something that could kill us in there. That's good to know.
I mean,
Do
the
people
good thing
die?
is that we've all died already once, so that actually works out.
Listen,
Do people
lots
die
of
around
things
you
can kill
often?
people. It has been known to happen, but I wouldn't say it happens any more or less than anybody else. I do tend to go in the circles of adventurers, and that's a very risky lifestyle. As for whether or not it could kill you, I mean, lots of things could kill you. A very determined goose could kill you if it really tried.
Listen, goose are terrifying.
Gooses are
It's
really
true.
scary.
I heard about this one goose.
There was
Ghost
one time
stories
there
go.
was an old man in my village, and he was allergic to peanuts, and like he knew he didn't have much time, and he had always been kind of weird in the head. And when he decided he was ready to go, he's like, I must know what it tastes like. And then he ate a peanut candy when nobody was around, and then I had to help do his funeral the next day. But yes, anything can kill you.
He was done
Honestly,
with life,
people with
so he
nut
ate
allergies.
peanuts.
People with nut allergies are extremely
Be careful
lame.
what you say.
It's very sad.
Yeah,
What do you
just
say right
allergic to nuts.
I know.
They're
Honestly,
the
I'm
weakest people
sad.
on this earth, if you ask me.
Oh wow, very topical.
This is happening just about as you are pulling up to, if you see on the map, there's a crossroads just outside Vallaki over the bridge. You see a number of, there's a signpost, branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of the snapped wooden signpost thrusts upwards at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby.
Someone didn't like this sign.
Are we going to deliberately head towards the danger, or are we going to let it find us?
Well, we could at least... I mean, generally can figure out the general direction we need to go, but...
Broken sign is pretty suspicious. Can we tell, like, why it broke off, or how they did it? The broken parts we're leading to?
Make a perception check.
I sure will, buckaroo. Secret?
Yes, please. Looking at it, best you can tell, does not seem to have been deliberately broken. There doesn't, or at least it doesn't seem like it's been cut in half by like a saw or a weapon or anything. It might have just been decay from old age, or some natural cause like a branch falling onto it, perhaps. But you can like easily see like where the breaks are. That you could easily like put it back, so you could at least know which way is which, and what goes where.
Don't think.
Reyna's gonna do that and put it back together.
Yeah, doesn't seem like anybody broke it. It's just old.
Can you make me a reflex save, Ireena?
Excuse me?
You go to grab it, and then just at the last second, you see something and pull back your hand just as this bear trap slams up and like crunches right where your wrist just was.
So maybe let's not touch that.
Are you okay?
I'm alright.
That's a broken sign.
Alright, so deliberate trap or accident?
Feels
I have
deliberate.
no idea.
That seems
Bear
very
traps
deliberate.
don't naturally grow in the wild, so somebody put it there.
But why?
Catch a bear.
Well, I don't think they're trying to catch a bear.
Maybe perhaps not a bear.
Probably a wolf.
Be a bear-sized person.
I mean, I saw a few men back in Vallaki that,
look like bears?
They were
Could be mistaken for bears.
I think that's a subcategory in a community. Some people would say.
Prospero, take your head out of the bottle. We can't hear you.
We're trying to capture Lottie's husband.
No. He's not my type.
We know your type.
Do you?
Whatever's in that wagon.
Again, with the wagon, that's...
Out of character, you're fucking what's in the wagon.
He jumps off and, like, looks and makes sure that there's no extra bear traps, and then grabs the signpost and, like, puts it back on top. You see, when he puts it back, the arms indicate Kresk and Solenka Pass to the southwest, Lake Baratok to the northwest, Vallaki and Ravenloft to the northeast, and one that's super duper like faded and eroded that you can't quite make out, unless you want to like take a very close look at it.
Yeah,
do it.
why not?
I'll do it. My eyeballs are on it.
This would be a decipher writing check, I think. Let me double check what that would be. It would be a society check.
We live in a
Society.
society.
Be me.
Secret as always.
I'm a small town girl.
We live in a society.
We live in a society.
Yep, just like that.
Okay, you said decipher writing?
Society check, yeah. Decipher writing action.
Okay. Can I use my esoteric lore on
You
it?
can use your esoteric lore, and yes.
Oh my god, my esoteric lore.
Eventually, we'll figure out a situation where you can't use it.
You can't, because I also took the thing where I can use it on everything and take a
I
minus
know.
bonus, so...
I know.
Slay.
Anyway, if anybody wants to make a society check to try and
Okay.
translate or
Yeah, I
figure out what it
wasn't
says.
Sure if it was
I'm
just
not
him.
trained.
I will.
26.
You said blind?
Nope.
It's fine. You can roll it
Oh,
out.
oops, I'm sorry.
It's-
I'm stupid.
No, no.
Oh, wowie, kazowie.
Chance and Ashai have absolutely no clue.
Ashai needs glasses. That's what we're going to the
A
store
shy.
for next.
It says Waterdeep, which is not a name you've ever heard
Wowie.
Wowie kazowie.
before.
Joe Kazoozie.
For Aster, however, you kind of like there's a very, very subtle indentation in it that you kind of like take some of your like chalk out and you just like rub it over lightly so that it just kind of like fills in the slight indentations, and it says Berez, Berez.
Res. Okay. Okay. Does anybody know what Berez is?
Probably a town like the rest of them.
Ireena, have you heard of it?
Who, me?
Hey, you grew up around here, yeah?
Have I heard of it?
You can make me a society check.
We live in a society.
I mean, are we gonna say it every time?
100%.
Yes.
I curse the day every day that stupid Joker movie was made. Blind, please, by the way. Blind Society. You would know Berez is the ruins of a very old town in Barovia that lies on the Lunar River, which you guys just passed over. It's in the swamplands south of Vallaki, just north of Mount Gakis. Has been ruins longer than you've been alive, probably as long as the ruler of this land.
I relay that to everyone.
I'm sure that won't come in handy later.
Surely not. We should definitely just forget about it.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's already in my notes.
Too late, I've already forgotten.
Um,
I'm gonna write
I'm a
down.
sleepy little baby.
I'm gonna circle that. Mystery. That's pretty cool.
So you guys, as Ireena is telling this to you, you all start to hear shuffling in the undergrowth. You hear the sounds of
I put
snooping.
a hand.
Ireena grabs her
on my
great
knife.
sword.
Ditto.
I got a knife.
You see out of the trees stumbles very clearly a couple of bears, very large bears,
Probably
brown
what the
fur.
trap was for.
snuffing along the ground like they're searching for food.
Oh, guys. Kind.
That would be a nature check.
I would like to identify the bears.
I would too.
It'd be a survival
Yeah.
check.
It would be a nature check.
Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry, Mifa. There's a cat on the.
Mifa?
I touched her.
I don't think Ashai's
Oh
ever
god.
seen a
Oh
bear.
god. No, she's. Oh god. She's attacking my. Oh god. Okay, that hurt.
Oh no.
Where's my bear check? Oh, there it is.
Where is your bear check?
Bear check, go.
Chance, these look like grizzly bears to you. A couple of grizzly bears. Possibly a mated couple that look like they're clearly searching for food. You know that grizzly bears are highly carnivorous.
But they're also vegetarian flesh fruit.
They can, but they definitely, looking at them, they seem like they haven't eaten in a while. And they kind of like, as they get a little bit closer, they both look up at you. Not quite caught off guard, but you can tell that they've taken an interest in you as they smell you.
Can I speak with animals? I believe I can do that. Let me make sure. I thought I had speak with animals. I at least can do animal allies, I think. I think that's how that works.
No, animal allies is you summon tiny ordinary creatures.
I know I had.
It looks like you didn't prep your second level spells. Which might be one of them.
Yeah, that would. I know I had it there before.
Let me check. Is anyone else doing anything as these bears are looking at y'all?
Well, I don't know anything about bears, apparently,
I'm
so...
not moving. I'm staying very
Just
still.
holding my great sword ready to attack if need be.
Yes, speak with animals is a second level primal spell.
Okay. So I would like to use that and try to speak with them.
Okay. We'll say that you prepared that this morning. Fair enough that you might have had that. So essentially what it does is you can speak with them as if they were people. You can ask them questions, receive answer from them. Diplomacy skill with animals. Doesn't make them more friendly than normal.
I'd like to...
You cast a spell, what do you say to them?
I know it's not much, but it will at least keep you full for the day. I would like to give them a good berry each. Because while it isn't like...
I'll say make a diplomacy check. As you're saying that, the one on the right says like, hungry. Bad food.
This will make you feel full.
Doesn't smell like food.
I mean, it's a berry. They would eat berries, right?
I'm asking you to make a diplomacy check to see if they
regular
that. Just a regular diplomacy check. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, blind or public?
Blind.
Okay.
It's not that they don't eat berries. It's that you've given them one berry each, and they're very hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be against their. The one on the left kind of like growls and says, "Not enough, more food," and they're stalking towards you all.
Can you just trust me on this? It will make you feel full.
You smell like food.
Do you see these bones? There's not much here.
I climb up Ireena.
Did you say something, Prospero?
No, Dan, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead,
Is anyone else doing anything? Do you see these grizzly bears stalking towards you?
I'm just holding my
Maybe we should walk away. Walk away.
Slowly. Well, I'm on top of
you can't outrun a grizzly.
We can sure try. We can certainly try. That or kill them.
Chance is
still trying to talk to them.
Chance is solidly sure that they are faster than you all. You see, Ireena has like pulled her blade out, and Rictavio also has his cane sword at the ready. Just like, you better try something again real quick. Before we're gonna have a fight.
I will make a deal with you. If these berries do not make you feel full, you can eat us.
Make another diplomacy check. The two of them look at each other.
Do I have hero points? I think I do. Oh yeah, I do.
You do. You should all have another one by this point. It's been a while.
I mean, I don't know what I rolled, so I don't know if I need to use it or not.
Yeah. They look at each other, which kind of looks a little odd to all of you, like almost human-like thing that the bears do. And the one on the right says, "We'll eat them and then we'll eat you. Sure." And goes down. The other one eats the other one. And there's like a brief moment of them just like look at you and it's like, "How'd you do that?"
It's a secret, but maybe I know times are hard. If I run across Chill again, I can give you more later.
Oh, yeah. More food. Yeah.
Would you be willing to maybe help escort us safely through the woods, since you probably know this area? It's your territory, right?
Our den's nearby. You can't come to our den.
No, I don't want to come to your den. But that's your house. I don't want to intrude. But we're just trying to make sure we get through these areas safely. You seem to be the you know this area.
The one on the left says, "Won't take you there, but warning, there's wolves about. Go too far and you'll find wolves. Big wolves."
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the
I didn't
warning.
hear them say that.
I mean, this is all in.
Right. We have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, this is
Just
all
standing there with
very-
my sword.
Just
I'm on your
all you hear is second chance going.
Chance will turn back to everybody's like, they will escort us.
They said they're not going to escort you. They just gave you a warning that there's.
Oh,
wolves.
I thought they said they were going to take us there, but they won't go too far. Okay, sorry. They said to be careful. There are large wolves in the area we're going.
Clara sidesteps directly next to Ireena.
When I come back through, I'll bring you more berries.
They just give a and start to trundle back into the overgrowth.
Trundle?
Yes, trundle. And I think that counts as an encounter. So I will figure out how much XP that is in a moment. But they leave.
Chance just visibly like breathes a sigh of relief.
That was impressive, honestly.
Oh, that was just pure dumb luck.
Good to know. I'm glad your luck was fruitful. No pun intended.
I kind of told him if the berries didn't fill them up, they could eat us.
Great.
But the berries
Great.
always fill you up, so at least I know that much.
Maybe don't gamble with our lives next time.
Well, it was either that or we fought them and probably lost our lives anyways. So
Speak for yourself. She resheathes her sword.
Asher, is on your head trying not to get stabbed with the sword.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm on your shoulders.
You skewer
my
the
knife. Yeah.
Protect us.
I don't think I've ever seen a creature quite that large.
They're just hungry. It's in their
Did they
nature.
tell you anything else? Did you ask them any questions about where we're going? What we might run into?
They said there's large wolves. Very large wolves. And if a creature that large is scared of a wolf that is probably larger than them, we should probably be careful.
Ireena puts an arm around Clara. It's good to know. It's a good warning.
By our wolves,
Right.
perhaps.
Right, so to Lake Baratok then?
Ooh, the wizard
That's
tower.
where our journey is taking us. We're following you.
Yes, it's the tower at Lake Baratok that's gives the mule a little kick and the mule starts going up the northwestern trail.
Reyna's gonna take Aster off of her shoulders.
I can't just stay up here.
Do you want to stay on my shoulders?
It was really high. I saw so much stuff.
Okay, you can stay there.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Likes to be tall.
You see Rictavio is busy writing in his little journal as you all head down the trail, which within like half a mile becomes less of a road and more of just like a dirt trail. The trail continues on for a few miles, a couple hours on the road. Anything else you guys are doing before you reach the tower?
After that
Look out for
encounter,
wolves.
can definitely Clara's shadow is always pitch dark, and kind of moving a little bit, but you see it darken and it's undulating, and every once in a while you'll see a flash of purple, like when she uses her magic. The shadows around her are reacting to her nerves. She is on alert.
Reyna's gonna walk close by her.
She's got her holy
With
symbol in one
Aster
hand
on her
and
shoulders, I guess.
So
I'm
look
gonna
at
grab you.
And just check in a little bit and be like, listen, if we encounter wolves... If we encounter wolves, I promise I will protect you, alright? And you have a mighty team on your side this time.
Thank you. I will do my best to support you as well.
The trail eventually reaches another divergence. One goes further west and one starts to head to the north. Rictavio heads along the north path. So around maybe an hour before dusk, as it were, because it is another beautiful day in Barovia, which means that it is not raining, it's just cloudy. The trail eventually leads out of the forest and comes to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon spattered with mud.
Oh. Guess they already have visitors.
Yeah, me too, Cork. What do you all do?
Should we knock? What do we say?
Did you say it was on an island? Like, do we need to like take a boat to get there? Like, what's?
No. There's a causeway.
Oh, okay.
That's
I missed that.
it's like a 10-foot wide stretch of land that goes to this small island. You can kind of see it in the map.
Might as well just walk up.
Nothing like the direct approach. I'd rather not be caught out here after dark anyway.
And there's a lovely picture of it.
It's still loading.
Be a fucking
So you guys are just going down the causeway to it?
yeah.
Should we do some sort of check first?
Yes, please.
Because we don't want another bear trap situation.
Check for traps.
If you're actively searching, go ahead and make perception checks.
I will do so.
Good.
I'm gonna do it.
All right, so you guys are kind of cautiously going along the causeway. Rictavio in the back, very slowly with his mule, just letting you guys look. All of you are looking very carefully into like the water. You're looking for any maybe loose, soft patches in the causeway, but you don't see any ghouls in the water. You don't see any traps laid. You don't see anything out of place along this 100 yards. You're taking very care. It at a slow pace will take you like a solid 15 minutes to get across this 100 yards. But you take your time, and nothing seems out of place when you get to like the main area.
They're like a door knocker.
Okay, look at the wagon.
You want to look at the wagon?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Reyna would see that it is a Vistani wagon, but it looks not quite in disrepair, but is definitely well used and not like necessarily softly used. This is a wagon that's gone to a lot of places and done a lot of things. For chance, just a cursory glance of it, under like the layers of mud, you can see there's a coat of purple paint. The wheels have fancy gold trim. There's a brass lantern hanging from each corner, and there's red drapes covering a tombstone-shaped window on each side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that says, "Keep out." There is also a sign on it. There, besides the note, there's like a rune that is also clearly visible. That looks like an X over a horizontal line, and then under that is a circle.
I'm gonna ask Rictavio, do you know what this means?
I think that's Vistani script. It's the Tralak, the road signs. I'm not fluent in it though. I'm not sure I do.
Look at Ireena. Do you know what this means?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is a road sign. It means danger on other side.
Other side of what?
That does not seem like a good sign.
Well, it does say keep out.
Sure.
still.
So,
It's getting pretty dark, and if we can try to beg shelter from this guy, I don't really want to be out here once night falls.
What do you mean? We could just sleep in the wagon. Don't you want to know what's in the wagon? The wagon.
I go up and knock on the door.
you knock?
Yeah.
Knock on the door. There's no response even after like a long minute.
Try the door. Is it open?
Is that locked?
Are you just gonna open it?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear a snap.
Nope.
I need you to make a reflex save.
I'm
God.
good at those.
Uh-huh.
Hi, it is me, professional door opener. I don't check for shit.
Yes, both in this game and the other one.
Every single. Why isn't this?
There's literally a sign that says danger on other side.
Oh.
Inside. I thought you meant other side of the car.
Yeah,
No,
I
this
thought
was
so
in-
too. Why
No.
isn't this working?
It was
Give me a second.
scratched
Like, why are you guys
onto
opening
the
it?
wagon.
No, we
It's
don't
scratched
open it.
onto the wagon.
We take it all back, DM. We don't do it.
It's too late. Nat 20.
Is this
Oh, nice.
is this a genuine, like, you didn't realize it was on the wagon, or when I described it?
What am I opening the door of?
Thought the tower.
I
Oh,
think
you're
it's
talking
happened
about
too.
the wagon?
I am talking
No,
about the
I thought-
tower.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I thought you were talking
going to
about the wagon.
No.
No, I thought we were also
We were
talking
on
about
two
the tower.
different things. Okay, sorry. If you're looking at the tower, this is something completely different. In the middle of the door, there's a large embossed red circle that's clean of any marking or engraving. There are a bunch of runes carved into the lintel above the door, forms faded and worn with age. And I'll show you what they look like in just a second. Putting it in the art channel.
Let's see what this is like.
Do I get a response if I knock on that door?
There's no response on that door either.
Is it unlocked?
There is no discernible handle.
Oh. If I push on it, does anything happen?
No. If you touch the door, however, so okay, I'm gonna use that reflex save for
Please,
this.
thank you. That's good.
Do we know what language this is?
Made up.
Let me do this reflex save first.
Okay.
As a bolt of lightning arcs out towards you,
Uh-oh.
you take 11 lightning damage.
Owie!
You all see just this bolt of lightning arc and hit Ashai. Most of it gets diverted like into the ground, but she be sizzling.
Reyna's gonna go, Ashai! And then walk over to her side. Are you alright?
I am fine. Do you know what this says?
A security system, apparently. Here, let me see you.
Ireena and Rictavio are looking at it too, and they're both like, doesn't seem like any language I'm familiar with. Some kind of script, runes,
Did
maybe?
it,
I'm
light
not
up
sure.
at all when the lightning went off?
No, it just fucking arced out and hit you. It didn't
I
seem to
rolled
light
a-
up or anything.
Rolled a 24 on a medicine check for a shy.
So you're taking a solid 10 minutes to do the medicine check.
As they're checking stuff out, I'm like,
Sure.
come here, and I just like pull my stuff out.
Let's see.
It's
Yeah,
a 24. So is that 2d8 for her?
Yes. If people are like looking at the runes trying to figure out what it is, this would be another decipher writing check. Can do for this one.
Shy heal 6.
Can I request?
Does that...
I do identify or investigating or identifying magic.
Is it a? Are you casting detect magic, or are you just looking for magic?
I'm looking for magic.
Make me an
Based
Arcana
off
check.
the
Sure.
runes. Okay.
Does the healing work
Eldritch
normally
Research.
on me?
This is not magical healing. It's
Okay.
just regular healing, and she has
Hey,
the feat where she
Cork.
can. Yeah.
I have great news for you.
Fear?
Look at that feat I just put in the chat.
Oh boy.
I have.
She can heal undead creatures.
I can heal
Nice.
undead.
Nice.
So, what is decipher writing? What does that check?
Society. Sorry.
We lit.
Because this, whatever it
society.
is, it seems to be like faded away. Part of it. Aster, your Arcana check. You can tell there's some kind of like magical defense system that was activated when a shy touched the door. Obviously, there's definitely some kind of arcane lock going on here as well, because there's no discernible handle, but beyond that, you're not sure.
What was it that Madame Eva told us about this place again?
She said
Somebody who actually
that,
takes notes?
Yeah, hold on, I got you.
There was a wizard's tower on a lake that will guide us to what we seek. It was Master of Stars? Was that the card? That's what I've written
The
down.
wizard card?
She said it represented our history.
It was one of the things that would help you fight the enemy. This card represented knowledge. The thing that you're assuming is here. She mentioned it was something hidden within a tower, and you guys looked at the map and were like, hey, there's a tower.
It sure is.
Ireena, looking at it, you're more and more convinced that these aren't runes, but that they are letters, but the bottom half has been eroded away. And kind of like filling in the gaps, you think it says these letters.
From what I can see, it says Khazan. However, I don't
say it
know
out
what that
loud.
means. Too late.
Well, no, you spelled it, but nobody said it.
How's it spelled again?
It's in the chat. Khazan.
Names have power. We have to be careful how we use them.
Is it a name or is it like an open sesame word?
It could be.
Well,
but it
it's
could be a trap.
runes. They're runes.
Well, no, he said they're letters.
They looked like runes, but the more that you looked at it, it was clear that it was just
got it.
like the bottom half of it
Letters.
had been worn away.
I mean, what are letters but runes?
It's true.
So true.
It's one-
What are
Um,
runes and letters?
Ireena is looking at it, not touching. Is like, do you think it's a name or is it a spell of some kind? Do any of you? Don't know many spells.
Can I do an Arcana check?
With Aster's Arcana, I'll roll forward. Doesn't seem to have any arcane significance that you're aware of.
Alakazam.
Prospero's gonna do something stupid.
Of course he is.
Right.
Shoots the
Can't be the
door.
only
Prospero's just
one.
gonna walk up to the door, not touch it, but say, Bazan.
You all
I plug
hear
Raina's ears.
this booming sound, and you see the circular disc that's set in the door turn in its place 180 degrees, and then two glowing, these are clearly runes, suddenly appear above the door. glowing with a dim blue light, the word Kazan in shimmering arcane energy.
All right, Breath of the Wild.
Like, it was an open sesame word.
It must have been a secret password.
You still do not see any discernible door handle, though.
Try pushing on it now.
One second.
Push me in it, or you push the door open?
We push.
Maybe
I was
Let's
telling
throw
you
a
to
rocket
push the
or
door open,
something
but if you're
first.
not gonna do it, I will.
All right.
I need you to make me another reflex.
Fuck! Shy's a little stupid.
Obviously.
Okay,
Really?
when I pop this out of
Oh my
the
god!
thing, it doesn't freaking roll my stuff. That one was not
That's another
as good.
success.
Oh, okay.
But you still take 10 damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Perhaps we stop doing that.
You were at your max is 35. You took 11 and the 10 this time, so it's 21.
I healed her for 6 in between.
Oh, right. You did that. Gotcha. But yeah, you all notice as this happens this time, now that you're like looking for it, you see there's almost this energy field that kind of surrounds the entire tower for a brief moment.
Do you think there is something inside the wagon?
Well, there's 2 runes that just showed up. Can anybody read them?
I put them in the art channel again.
Our channel.
This one, I will take another Arcana check from people.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'll do an Arcana.
Nice one, Clara. Clara, you are fairly certain that the top symbol is an arcane rune for heat, and the bottom symbol is an arcane rune for cold.
Okay.
So maybe you have to create, like...
Heat and cold?
Yeah. Fire
On
and
the
ice.
door?
Perhaps it could be an elemental trigger.
Can I take out my flint and steel? See
I
if
know
can
how to
strike
create
the door.
heat, but how do we create cold?
I don't have that kind of magic at the moment. Or like at all.
Yeah, chill touch isn't actually cold. It's like necromancy. Negative energy or something. I also...
Were you casting it, or did you just put it in so you could see it?
Oh, I didn't mean to put it in. I was just
That's
trying
fine.
to look
That's-
at it. I also have heat, but I don't have anything cold to provide.
Cold is the lake water.
We can go test the water to see how cold it is.
Touch the water.
Yeah.
It's freezing cold.
Excellent.
Cool.
Grab it.
I'll fill up my water skin.
I'm gonna walk back over to Prospero and put my hand out and ask for my flask back.
What do you need
Give it-
What do you need the flask for?
I need to put the cold water into the flask. Give it back.
You
I already
you
got
mean the
it.
cold water
Already
that
got
Clara's already got in the water?
Give me the flask. One,
Bootlaces undone.
2.
It's Aster sitting on top of her head, like putting out the hand, like.
Oi! Yeah.
Take
Why
it back.
did
And
it up there?
I guess he's been there the whole time. I just haven't taken him down.
It's the bear. Literally just stayed up there.
And then I'm gonna fill up my flask full of the water as well.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
Do you want to?
Who has
gotta
the heat?
I can.
I have flint and steel.
Flint and
you
steel.
don't-
Okay.
I don't have to use materials for mine if you want to save them.
I mean, it's flint.
And so-
I'm not
Okay.
eating
So
it.
Shai was going to cast Firebolt.
Produce flame. Thank
Produce
you.
flame. You put out your hand, and nothing happens.
What the fuck? What? If I
No
move
flame
away from
manifests.
if I move away from the door and try and cast it somewhere else, does it work?
How far away?
30 feet.
30 feet away, like just past the wagon, you flame
Okay.
produces in your hand.
Yes. Apparently,
size
it
I'm gonna have to
does
use
not
flint
work.
and steel.
Please go.
Yeah.
You scratch the flint and send a flurry of sparks into the fire rune. You see it glow very brightly, and it starts like pulsing once every 6 seconds.
Pour the cold water on the cold rune.
You throw cold water on the cold rune, and it illuminates with a bright blue gold. Then both of them start glowing very solidly, no longer. And then you see a large brass handle materialize on the door.
Somebody else
Seems
touched the handle.
unnecessary.
Rictavio.
I was gonna say, Rictavio, this is your idea.
Yeah, grab the handle.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is going to be another great story. I especially like the part where you tried twice to open the door.
Can I slap
And,
him? Can I slap him?
You just slap him, and he's like, yes, I definitely deserve that one. Sorry.
I hate this
Hello,
bitch.
door at this
I hate
point.
it.
Raina's gonna look at Rictavio and be like, open the door.
By me.
I think we've all voted for it.
I've opened the door at this point. Fuck it.
That's as you are trying to convince Rictavio to risk his life and limb, you just see Prospero like walk over to it, grab it. It opens just fine now.
Voila!
Walk inside.
Yeah.
The
I like bend down so that Aster can get in the door.
Oh, I probably just kind of like bend back and like limbo it.
The flagstone floor is strewn with debris, and a few old crates stand near the east wall. A torn curtain to the south partially obscures the tower vestibule. There's a 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor, contains 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similarly sized hole in the rotted wooden ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues.
Clay statues?
What are the? Do we recognize what the statues are of?
A quick glance, they don't seem to have any discernible features. They're just kind of blank slates almost. They're only humanoid in their vague appearance. They've got a head, 2 legs, and 2 arms, but no features. They don't have eyes or hair or anything. They're just mannequins essentially.
I guess this seems as good a space as any to take up camp.
Probably.
We want
At the very
to.
least.
We don't want to go up the tower. I mean, we've come this far.
I think we should go up.
Let's see what's in the rest of here, so something doesn't come and kill us in the night.
Do you think Rictavio leans over and is just like, do you think those things are going to attack us?
Things.
But-
Not if we're careful.
I'll make
It's
sure
like
to push you
golems.
out in front of us if they do.
I mean, probably only if we're hostile. Can I do an Arcana check to see if they're enchanted?
I'd say it's clearly obvious enough that since they still are animated, that they haven't just like fallen into clay, that they are probably still enchanted. That the fact that they
Okay.
still have form at all.
Well, as long as we keep our hands to ourselves, probably won't give us any trouble.
I think she's referring to you, Ashai.
Excuse me?
Can I
No.
make a proficiency check to do what Ashai didn't do and check for traps and such?
Checking for traps is for
yeah.
cowards!
That'd be another perception check, yeah.
Yeah. Blind?
Secret, yeah.
Secret.
And just to be clear, you guys are leaving the wagon outside as it is, not disturbing it.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't like that you asked that clarifying question.
Right?
I would just like to make sure that you guys have done everything you wanted to before you moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Prospero, you look around the vestibule, the general area. The chains go like all the way up, further than you can see. Really, the tower is maybe like 50, 60 feet, 70 feet tall. And you can kind of see through this shaft all the way to the top of the tower. It seems to go up several floors. You don't see any stairs or anything. You also don't see any obvious traps or anything. You get a little closer to the clay golems, and they kind of like not flinch at your presence, but like they're getting ready to like do something if you get too close. But if you like pull away, they don't do anything. If you get close to the platform in the ground, you see them grab onto iron chains that are hanging down in front of them. You gather they'll probably the ones that you make the elevator function.
Oh.
Alright then. These two will take you up. Those two will crush you dead in your tracks. Watch where you step. Either way. If you don't intend on going upstairs, don't step on the platform.
Well,
And I will step
let's go upstairs.
I will step onto the elevator.
I go with him.
Yep, same.
Same.
Can we go? Oh.
Everybody's getting on it. So, for all of you to get on the platform is a very tight fit, because it is only 5 square feet across. You're essentially in a very crowded elevator with a bunch of people, especially with Ireena and Rictavio with you. You're not quite sardines in a can, because there are no sides to it, but in order...
I kind of just mitigate this, and I'm just like, all right. Only 3 at a time, Jesus. Clara, you stay here. Aster, you stay here. The rest of you come up in shifts.
Oh.
I'm on right now, so we are one unit.
Perfect. You see, as the 3 of you get on the platform, the golems start to... It is a very uncomfortable and jerky ride up. You guys are just going like 5 feet at a time. The first floor, as you guys pass through, leaving behind, I think Chance, Clara, and Rictavio and Ireena. The first floor that you get to seems like an empty room. You see dust and cobwebs throughout it. The wooden floor is badly rotted and partially collapsed. There doesn't seem to be anything in the second floor that is withstood the ravages of time. It's clearly been open to the elements for decades. The golems continue to the third floor. This is where you saw the large hole in the scaffolding. This chamber is likewise all but destroyed. The only thing that's left is the gash in the northwest wall and slimy black mildew on the walls. you can actually see, as you look here, that there is some kind of rigged contraption. Not immediately obvious from the outside, but it looks like there is some kind of contraption that is like an enormous wooden mallet that is held in place by something that if someone went through the opening in the wall would have swung down and hit them and sent them like flying out into the lake.
That's so cool.
And looks not brand new, but constructed within the last few months.
Does Kevin Callister live in this tower?
I was gonna say.
Possibly.
A fucking water slide.
Eventually, you are pulled up to the top floor, the 4th floor, which, unlike the levels below, shows signs of recent habitation. And although the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, a desk with a matching chair. There's some bright tapestries on one wall, and there's a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it nearby. Light enters through arrow slits as well as through dirt-caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of armor and a wooden chest. Old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. And then mounted to the rafters are the pulleys around which the iron chains that have been pulling you up are supported.
Dibs on the bed.
I was gonna say that.
Ah, yes, who's your
Ireena runs and
What's
like
in the chest?
flops on the bed.
What's in the chest? What's in the chest?
What's in the chest?
In the chest.
You can lay out on you can lay on it all you want. I still call dibs first. So, by the way,
Alright, so you all are running off of the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As the you get off of the elevator, since there are other people downstairs that are waiting to get on it, you hear the elevator start to descend, same just as jerkily to the bottom floor as the golems lower it to get the rest of your party up here. Meanwhile, you guys are looking around. Clara immediately runs to the chest, and there is immediately an aroma of lavender that seems to be emanating from it.
Does it look like there's a trap?
Make a perception check.
Do we
I'd
all
like-
smell lavender?
I'd like to help in this particular endeavor.
Well, I'll say since like Clara was the one that went to the chest, if anybody else was like, "Ooh, a chest! Let's see what's inside," you would have also noticed the lavender wafting from it.
I'm gonna put Aster down at this point.
Yeah. I run around looking at things.
No discernible trap.
Open it.
It is unlocked, safe to open. Inside, you see a severed head.
Are you kidding me?
Has a waxy complexion. Looks like it has been embalmed.
Oh, can I do a medicine check to see how old it is?
Yeah, sure. Make a medicine check.
Oh, you poor creature. Blind.
What kind of creature is
Blind,
it?
yes.
Human?
It's human.
Hate that.
I think I found the owner, guys.
Am I up there with them
What?
at this point?
What do you
or-
mean? Ireena's gonna
We're
walk
coming,
over.
we're coming
There's
up
a
on the
guy in
elevator.
here.
I
and,
think
like,
the only people that aren't up there right now are Second Chance, Rictavio, and Ireena. Everybody else went up with the first one, I think,
Oh.
right?
no, Chance said she went up with him.
Well, but then Prospero was like, only 3 at a time.
Oh, okay.
And then Shy, Prospero, and Reyna with Aster on her shoulders went up.
Okay.
So
And Clara.
and Clara. So 4 at a time, which left
Okay.
Chance and Rictavio and Ireena downstairs. But you guys are starting to come up now. I'll say
There's
just
like a guy
as
in
like
here.
He's, like, looking
what was
over
your
shoulder.
your medicine check was for like how long?
How long can I tell how long it's been dead, or like,
I'd say, given that it is embalmed, you are certain that it hasn't been too long, even with the embalming process. maybe a year at most.
That's too long.
Well, this is just disrespectful. I don't know why anybody would want to keep a person around like this. They deserve to.
Oh, that's horrifying.
As the elevator gets back to the top again, Rictavio looks and is like, "Oh, how ghastly!" And Ireena
Yes,
also
right.
looks a little green.
Terra will give a sad little smile, and she'll close it, and she'll just say, "Well, let's not disturb them for now. I will take care of it in the morning. Don't worry."
Is there like... I'm sorry, I don't remember everything you described in here. Is there like a bookshelf? Is it just a bed and a chest?
There is a desk, a bed, tapestries, and an iron stove.
Okay, on the desk. I'm just gonna rifle around.
You rifle around and you find a rolled up map of Barovia. And because it's right next to the desk, you just happen to like glance at the stove, and you see there is what looks like someone has burned a journal, but one of the pages has survived.
Snatch that. Can I still make any of it out?
Yes, this one is it's actually a bit long. It's actually very long.
I mean, we can circle back to that later if we need to.
We can circle back to it. In short, it seems to be. It takes you a second, like as you're reading through it, and you realize that this is a page from what must be the journal of Van Richten. Mentions his own name in it a couple times. It's kind of. It's clearly like his personal journal, where he records his own thoughts. This one seems to be talking about the events that led him into his life of hunting monsters. A tragedy that happened where a vampire murdered his child, and that the person that kidnapped the child and gave it to the vampire was apparently a Vistani. Eventually managing to track down the group of Vistani that sold his son and murdered almost all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tuck that away for right this second.
Put that one in the old pocket. Fuck.
The last thing that it mentions that's really of import is it says, before she died, the leader cursed me, saying, "Live you always among monsters, and see everyone you love die beneath their claws." Even now, so many years later, I can hear her words with painful clarity. Ireena, being Vistani, you know that if this was a curse uttered with their dying breath, well, actually, you haven't seen this. This is all Ashai at the moment. Ashai is the only one who's seen this.
Ashai, what'd you find? I'm looking at the desk too, but you ran over to the stove right away.
Just the map.
Well, we've already got a map, so...
Do you want to try and, like, palm the journal page? Alright, make me a thievery check.
Oh, see, I'm not the best at that. Why can I never find anything? Ooh, I'm in fact quite bad at thievery.
Well, Shy is doing that. I want to take another
Can
look
I
at
use
the
a
head.
hero point for that?
Yes, you can use a hero point.
You monster.
I want to
Please
take
be
another look
better.
at the head to see it. Like, is this Van Richten?
Ooh.
A shy 18. What's your passive, Aster? I think it's higher than that.
My passive is 17.
Oh, so you do manage to palm it,
Get
and yeah, Aster does not notice you grab that journal entry. Clara, what were you looking for?
I want to take another look at the head to see if I can recognize
Right.
who it is. Like, is this Van Richten?
Looking at it, it
Was
seems
it
too
a-
young. It seems too young to be him from what you've
Okay.
heard about Van Richten from multiple
Okay.
sources.
Is it like a clean cut?
Yes,
Okay. So
this is
was
very
an
clearly deliberately done and
yeah,
preserved.
this was an execution. Sparky.
Can Reyna look at the suit of armor, or like, yeah, just like look over the suit of armor, because I don't want anything to Scooby-Doo our asses.
You look at it. It's kind of out of place, even with the signs of recent habitation. Make a perception check.
There's a dude in there, isn't it?
That's why I'm saying I don't want to be Scooby-Dooed.
There's nobody in the armor. You kind of like very cautiously approach it and just like flip the visor up, and it's empty. But it definitely is. It seems very well held together. You don't see any kind of like skeleton that you would otherwise associate with like mannequins and armor holding things. The oddest thing about this is the fact that it is an entire suit of armor that seems to be held up in place by nothing more than sheer will or possibly magic.
Are there any runes in it?
No.
I'm just like, is this like an Edward or an Alphonse
Alphonse.
Elric thing? Yeah.
You do notice as you are searching the armor that there is in the wall behind it. You see there's like a section of the wall that seems a little loose almost.
I'm gonna push on it.
I run over
Just
it.
like,
You push it. There's definitely like a loose stone, but it's not so loose that it's easy to pull out. Could you make me an athletics check? You're good at those, right? This can be out in the open, but also you might want to hero point that, because it was a nat 1. So roll again. Assuming you want to use a hero point. That will do it. You guys watch as Reyna just like polishes her palms and just gets Herculean strength just pulls out the load bearing. One stone in the wall, and behind that is a narrow compartment, and you see in it is what looks like a book or a journal.
I'm gonna look in the journal.
I'm like peeking.
While she's
You
doing
take
that, can I just be watching Rictavio while we're going through all this shit?
Rictavio is just like looking around, just interested, kind of like sits down on the bed, jumps up and down on it a couple of times with his butt, and is just like, Well, if that Van Richten fellow is staying here, he really needs better beds. This is terrible. I've got a better bed in my wagon.
I'm sure you have a
Meanwhile-
lot of things in your wagon.
Meanwhile, Reina is paging through the journal. All of it seems to be in some kind of cipher. There is a script that is clearly not an actual language. It is some kind of code throughout the entire journal, which is almost entirely filled up. And then you flip all the way back to the front, and it says, "The Tome of Strahda." And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
No, I wanted to talk to Reina.
Why would you do that? You can't just end it after. What the hell? Why,
We got the
yada?
knowledge. We got the knowledge. Da, 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 da. Know thy enemy.
And as Reina finds the Tome of Strahda, and we end for the night, thank you all for joining us here at Fates Foretold. You can find all of our information in the chat and below the stream. Yes, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you for...
But it's a fun mystery.
It's a fun mystery. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.